Some other stuff I'll talk to you guys about with Ixion. So here's something I mentioned a couple of episodes ago that maybe will become clear now. There is a real idea with FFX, and there are guides out there that encourage you to fight the Dark Aeons, like, kind of lowish levels, so that you get that challenge, you get that excitement from each one, instead of, like, overpowered like I have. So some stuff about Ixion I never managed to show you, but when he attacks you, he actually sends you to sleep. He also inflicts full break on you. Full break, by the way, can't be removed with Azuna. It's not like a regular status. The way you get rid of it is with Dispel. So it's sort of, it's treated like Protect and Shell and Regen and stuff like that. It's Dispel that gets it off of you. I almost thought I hadn't opened that chest there, which would have been very scary to me. So that's kind of the idea there. Dark Ixion does have more, obviously, than just Thundaja, but that's the main idea. He will counter. Second phase, he doesn't. Oh god, here we go, the calm before the storm. So, you guys know what's coming up. Something about Dark Shiva. She's a significant step up in difficulty from the previous 3 Dark Aeons. There's another huge step up in difficulty after her too. You may think about who's coming after her. But she is much more dangerous. She's the first Dark Aeon that will say, fuck your ribbon, okay? So ribbon protects you from absolutely everything. In theory, the death status effect, she'll death you anyway, okay? If she uses Heavenliest Strike, then that's what's going to happen.
Fool! You come back to Makalania Temple a traitor! Traitor! Find your salvation on the far plane!
See, I'm sure that is new dialogue, but whatever. But yeah, so if she uses Heavenly Strike on you, she will death you just straight away. Now, this isn't going to be a problem for us because of Auto Phoenix and its single target. She also has numerous other things. She's very, very, very quick. We're quicker, but she's very quick, so you want to be cautious of that. Riku's Overdrive's up, that's great. And her physical attacks will inflict Berserk and Confusion on you. These are dangerous. If they hit Tidus with Ribbon, it's not going to matter. But if they hit the others, we could be in for some pain. Luckily enough for us, though, despite her being significantly more difficult than the others, she is still rather squishy. So if you burst her down fast, you don't have too much to worry about. Here's a Heavenly Strike. So no matter what this hits, no matter what you do in Final Fantasy X, that's going to kill someone. But we don't have to worry. There's a Phoenix down instantly. It's almost like it never happened. Just that Waka won't get a go here. Here comes an Overdrive from her. I don't think this can really be defended in many ways. I'm going to try pressing triangle to defend and see what comes up. Usually, though, what you want to do in a situation like this is sacrifice an Aeon. If we can ever survive a Dark Aeon Overdrive, this will be the last one we can survive. We may even had to have shelled here. I think most of the damage is non-elemental, though, instead of, like, ice. So, like, even though real Shiva would do ice damage on our Overdrive, this is probably non-elemental. I think there's a very good chance we might have wiped. Yeah, so 83,000 damage on everyone. So here you can see, despite my stats, things just got a little bit more difficult. I'll see you in a second. So, okay, we're back. Here's another little thing that I can take this opportunity then to talk to you guys about. And that's the merit of having Riku, Waka, and Tidus out. Number one, Riku being out instead, basically the idea of having Yuna on the backline. The first idea here behind this is you can open up with Riku and in those first few turns, unleash a powerful mix. So there's the auto attack, and there's Waka's epic friggin' counter. But the other idea is, see, with Yuna in the backline, when you get into a situation like this, where the Overdrive is full in front of you and you know you're all going to die next turn, let's say you can't auto-life. See, one of my solutions here could be, I could auto-life Riku, okay? Let's say maybe her Overdrive dispels everyone at the same time, right? Well, by having Yuna in the backline, it doesn't matter who the last go is, you can always swap that person out for Yuna. Do you get what I'm saying? So, Yuna is always the one ready to jump in at any time, and then summon someone as a meat shield. So, unfortunately, Valifor, you're going to be the meat shield here. We will try defending, but I'm pretty sure he'll be dead anyway. She'll be dead anyway. It's kind of scary to think that we're just summoning Valifor to get owned by an Overdrive, and then Yuna, like, softly pats her on like, the face and whatever. So we go, shield. And see whether it comes up. I think Dark Shiva has probably one of the coolest Dark Aeon designs in the game. I love her hair. I really like her hair. I think she's so good. I actually saw some fan art of... some of you might not know. I was on a podcast for quite a while, almost a year, quite recently. It ended pretty recently. But on this podcast, I used to talk a lot about Frozen, the new Disney movie that came out. And I saw some art. So that was 21,000. Someone like Anima probably would have survived that. I saw some art of Queen Elsa dressed as Shiva. because some guy was like, I'm a fan of Frozen, and I was recently playing Final Fantasy X, and Shiva reminded me of her. That's so cool to me, and now whenever I see Shiva, I'm like, wow, could be like Elsa. Anyway, as you can see, we only need one more hit, and down she goes. She's actually more squishy than even Dark Ixion. 1,100,000 health. Instead of 1,200,000. Or 400,000 in Ifrit's case. Dark Matters, the rare drop from these guys as well are Master Spheres, not Dark Matter. But you probably want the Dark Matter more than anything else. Heaven's Cloud is a weapon. Here's something pretty cool. It reuses something from a long time ago when we were first fleeing from Macalania with the Koala Guardians. These guys will come at us, but these aren't updated in any way. Like, it would be really interesting if they kept summoning Dark Shiva to us each time. She's squishy enough that this could have been a thing, right? Like, if she had maybe just a little bit less health, that would have been awesome. Like, you have to kill Dark Shiva the first time, and then you have to, you know, flee while she keeps getting summoned. She keeps getting summoned. But maybe they didn't like the idea because it was kind of like, you know, you're meant to feel like you've defeated Dark Shiva, not that the Guado can just resummon the Dark Aeons willy-nilly. Do you know what I mean? It would feel fruitless somehow. But so what we get is this really bizarre situation where you get to fight old fiends that are exactly the same as way back when they were in the old area of the game. And you basically have to flee. The guide is actually telling me you have to leave the temple for a while and then come back. I can't see how that's a mechanic, but maybe it is. I'm pretty sure just leaving the screen and coming back is going to be enough to let us in the temple finally. But we'll see. Dark Shiva, for what it's worth, was the fourth and final Aeon I managed to defeat on my old files back when I was a lot younger. I have never defeated Dark Barmat. I have defeated one of them later, but it was only through Zanmater, so I'm not going to count it. Or any of the subsequent Aeons. So I'd say, what are we? About halfway in a weird way. We're really not, because of the way the fights work coming up. Like, they get kind of weird. But yeah, so I don't know. We're kind of going into uncharted territory for my history of this game at the moment. It's kind of fun, actually. Kind of fun indeed. I actually think I did have a save file once, or at least got a friend's save file, where they Zanmatoed everything so that we could see the final boss, but yeah. Oh, no, I used a save editor for that. Alright, let's go back in and see what happens. Yeah, this was like one of the only games I ever used action replay for and stuff. And later that would be really good, because you can like soft mod old PlayStation 2s, and the best way to do it without having to pay someone to chip it, or, you know, any really annoying stuff, is I just so happened to have an action replay on my shelf, and I got really obsessed with the idea of soft modding it a long time ago because I wanted to play Final Fantasy 12 International, and it was this whole thing that I had to do. But basically, I got away with it just because of this old action replay I had, and there was this really specific method that worked only with my old action replay. Fun stuff. Alright, so yeah, we can actually re-enter now. This lady says, I'm hungry. This is actually the Blitzball Alina, so this is where she's sat, and this is why I guess I thought that you needed to beat Dark Shiva to be able to recruit her. But yeah. And there's also this guy here at the temple who says the Guado have left this temple, restoring peace to this holy place. So do you know what's really sad about what he says there? It's like the Guado died and lost all these people because of Yevon, because of what they were told by Seymour, and because of Yevon, basically. And now Yevon has rejected them too. Like, that's kind of sad to think of. So here's an old lady. She says, those who once criticized the Albed are now blaming the Guado. Humph. Always blaming others for everything. Have they no shame? This guy. The High Priest of Macalania Temple was Maester Seymour. A new High Priest has not been appointed in his place. We await further instructions from St. Pavel. This place is, if you guys follow me on to the sequel, probably do a Let's Play of the sequel of this game. This place does not have a bright future, and we shall see that when it comes. This person says, before both humans and Guado came to pray at the temple, now nobody comes. How long before our own hearts grow chill and void of faith? How long before our hearts grow chill? That's lovely vocabulary as well. What the hell? Man. Let's check in these side rooms. The temple undergoes its own trial of faith now. If only a leader would appear to restore its former glory. Ever since that incident involving Lord Seymour, I've had a hard time sleeping at night. Wish I'd never seen that sphere. You're that person! What is wrong with you? Man, why did we leave it in the care of these fools that back then? God damn it. Fine, Trummel's sorted for my good books now, but Jesus, if you hadn't done that, we could be in a very different place right now. By interacting with the cat, I actually scared it and it ran off and it played a horrible sound effect. In time, the Guado will come to see the light of Yevon too, apparently. Man. Blood is boiling. Why are we back here? Well, one thing we can do is we can go to the Chamber of the Faith. The other cool thing is we actually get to see a screen I mentioned back when we were here originally that's in the game, but you skip owing to the story events, and now we'll get to find it again. With Seymour gone and Maester Micah dead, we've lost all our emotional support. The Guado used to come here often, but now everyone's gone. I wonder what this person said when... Like, when you get to the end of the game, but before you go to Maester Micah in Bevelle. Because you could, in theory, do that. I wonder what his dialogue would be. Seymour's actions are inexcusable, but I cannot condemn him. Because I remember how he suffered at the hands of both human and Guado in his youth. That's a really interesting debate. The Guado have lost their willpower and are lost now in spirits. They will never leave Guado Slum anymore. See, in our culture, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically the idea there is, this guy's like, I can't condemn him because he had a terrible childhood. But, like, where we live, in I guess, Western society, the idea is, okay, there's an arbitrary age, and if you are older than this age, we will try you as an adult. And it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what excuses you have of earlier in life, it doesn't matter how messed up or how sound your own reasoning would seem to be, you will be tried as an adult because you're over an arbitrary age, and, you know, this means you can have the death penalty or whatever. And it's an interesting idea that we, just because of age, we don't account for past experiences people may have had that led them to do things. Like, if you're found guilty of murder, no matter what your motivations were, or how agreeable some people might be with why you committed murder, even though that's like a ridiculous idea, there is like, it's complete zero tolerance. And it's weird to me, it really is. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the wrong thing to do, Jesus, but, you know. Anyway, the Chamber of the Faith, what are we talking about? Check it out, anyway, look, we're at Macalania Road. This is the screen that we missed, right? So this you just skip. I don't know why. How cool would it have been when we were originally fleeing the temple to come here? Or even the first time we were going down to meet Seymour. You get all these cool scenes of the lake. This is an area we could have seen from further away originally as we were entering the temple. And look, you just kind of spiral your way down. How awesome is this? And you just don't get to go the first time. Something about the effect on the ice on the ground here as well, with how shiny it is, reminds me a lot of that Azuric LP we did very recently, when you're in the icy areas and building the ice bridges. I don't know how many of you guys watched that, and you could create the snow machines to make them not be slippery. It looks just like that, right? The games came out in very similar time. I think they were both 2001 games, actually. That kind of shows like why Azuric didn't do so well, though, because it shows the competition that was on the market at the time, and how bare bones Azuric was as a game in comparison.
Should the dreaming end, you too will disappear, fade into Spira's sea, Spira's sky. But do not weep, nor rise in anger. Even we were once human. That is why we must dream. Let us summon a sea in a new dream world. A new sea for you to swim.
Okay, we get a magic sphere for that one. And 2 chests. Oh, Valifor gave us 4 with a magic defense sphere and an accuracy sphere. So if you're in the like the original Japanese release or the original American release, non-PAL, this would just be one of the places you'd come in your long tour before you go to, say, fight Sin. More stuff that would just buff you up. For us, not so much useful. But look, it's interesting to see the actual lake down there, you know, the water. It's weird to me that this lake is so... It's like you got a sheet of ice and then nothing but water, but air, and then a regular water lake underneath, held up by pillars of ice. It's so weird. And obviously the whole story here is that this is powered by the faith. That's what we were told before, that the faith keeps the lake frozen. And I don't know, the plot seems kind of weird right now, so it's going to be odd to see what happens here in the second game. But, so one thing that's kind of lame about all of this, we have to do the Cloche of Trials again. So I'll see you guys in a second. Whoa, where are we? Yeah, I doubt you guys expected us to come back to Zanarkand already. If there was any Dark Aeon here, surely it would be one of the really, really late ones. No? Well, the final, if you really think about it, the final Aeon you get that's not optional in this game is Bahamut. Bahamut, okay? And I guess for your standard player, this would be like the last part of the pilgrimage, so it sort of makes sense. This is the next Dark Aeon. We're going to find him here in that weird damn place that we fought Lady Unalesca. Let's head on up. Things get seriously much more difficult now, so I might wipe a couple of times even, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. This guy's much more tanky. Dark Shiva only had 1,100,000 health or something. This guy's got 4 million, I think. So he's a much tougher nut to crack. What's really interesting to me is he has no summoner either. He just appears. Crazy powerful. You get all this awesome music. He is standing on your way if you missed the sun sigil, the sun crest the very first time you ever came here. He's kind of slow, as you can see, so we get a lot of turns. You're going to want to spend as much time as you can just basically unleashing overdrive, starting off with overdrives available if you're, you know, smarter than me. Okay, we're back. All right, I'm cutting out my attempt number 1 of this. All right, I did just wipe to him. Hopefully we'll kill him here, and I will show you guys how to not wipe against Dark Bahamut. What you want to do is open up the fight with auto lives on absolutely everyone. Basically, this guy will have, like, he's got this wombo combo, okay, that will kill you even through auto life. Basically, he gets to attack you twice. You know how Dark Shiva's Heavenly Strike would go through the death part of it, would go through even Ribbon, or any, you know, Death Breath stuff? He's the same, except he inflicts a bunch of stats on us, right? Number 1 is slow. Now, because we all have auto haste on our armor, yes, his slow goes through our ribbon, but then the armor puts the haste back on, so we're basically immune, which is great. But the other thing he puts on us that bypasses our ribbon is delay. Now, delay is really dangerous. It means later on in this fight, he will delay us to the point where he gets to kill us twice in a row. Basically, he kills us, and then he kills us again, and it totally sucks. But now that I see that one-hit combo, that wombo combo, I think I can protect us from it. And I'll show you guys the main mechanic of the whole fight. There we go, that's Waka. Nice counter there, Waka. Everyone in this team right now has got Auto Phoenix on them rather than anything else. There's Yuna with a nice little attack there. Right, so here we go. This is Impulse. Does a ton of damage, but also inflicts a bunch of stuff as well, as you saw there. Yuna was immune to the Petrify. You saw that diamond appear? Waka died from it, but if he hadn't died, he also would have been immune to the Petrify, and then Auto Life brought him back. So this is why we have Stone Proof on our armor. I'm going to drop a Mega Elixir here. I'm going to be super pro about this, guys. It's unbelievable. But we still got delayed, and so this has slowed us down, and the boss is going to attack us again soon. We also need to refresh the Auto Life here on Waka, but there's even more business to attend to. See, he delayed us, that's fine, but he also cast Full Break on us. Full Break that went through ribbon. So we need to get rid of that Full Break, okay? It's a negative effect on us. Remember, this is basically what Auron has been casting on stuff the whole way through the game. Makes you take way loads of damage from your next attack. That means if he impulses us again, we're dead, right? We just die instantly. We won't be able to survive it. So, I need to get rid of it, but how do you get rid of a break? Will an Izuna work? No, this is what I told you guys earlier. Izuna doesn't cure breaks. Instead, you have to use Dispel on yourself. Now, thankfully, this won't get rid of Auto Life on your guys, and it won't get rid of your other armor abilities either, so there's no risk. All this is doing, Dispelling yourself, is getting rid of those breaks. So look, Tidus now just has Protect, Haste, and Auto Life on him. Yuna has got Power Break and Magic Break and Armor Break and Mental Break on there as well. Those need to go, okay? They're reducing the damage we deal, but more importantly, sorry, increasing the damage we take. Another attack to Waka with another huge counter. So yeah, this is the deal, and these actually mechanics that are very similar to the very final fight too, or not like the story fight, you know, the big boss fight. So there we go. That's basically the story. Just remember to dispel this stuff. You should be fine. It will take a while to deal with things. You haven't seen everything he has to offer yet. About his visual design as well. I guess we should talk about this for a second. Do you guys think he's kind of cool? I just think they sort of took a lot of colour out of him, and I don't know. I think that's a bit lackluster. I would have rather see some better stuff. So here, his overdrive's up, but we get a lot of turns before he gets one, so we may as well just attack as many times as possible. There's no point really in defending with triangle either. Here's another impulse, and his what is this? The second impulse he's cast, I guess. I believe after 5 impulses, his attack pattern changes. So, we all have all the breaks on us right now. We're going to have the first person, and look at the time before he uses his next ability, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give Waka an extra go by using Quick Pockets, see? So, Quick Pockets, Mega Elixir, or alternatively, you could have had one of Riku's overdrives come in so that a Mega Potion would feel like a Mega Elixir by using Trio of 999. So, you Quick Pocket. Now we have 3 turns, and those 3 turns can be used to dispel ourselves and get these breaks off of everyone. In theory, you only need to dispel one person. If you wanted to, like, speed kill him, you could just dispel one guy who has auto life on them, and then they're inevitably going to survive, and then they can res everyone else. But it's living on the edge, right? That's not what I want to discuss. It's living on the edge, which isn't what I want to do. I can cut it for you guys, these, like, longer sections of me cleaning the party, but that's basically what this is, cleaning ourselves. You'll see that his overdrive bar is still full, so we need to get as much of this stuff sorted out as we can. So there you go. 3D spells. Here's Mega Flare. So, Mega Flare will just do a ton of damage, but we've all been auto-lifed, so in theory, it will just kill us and then we'll come back to life, and we should be fine. Which actually, again, means these dispels were kind of useless. They could have been 3 attacks there. Damn it, I was talking like I knew what I was doing, but actually there was a more efficient way to play. There you go, 44,000. Everyone reses up. Oh my god, that's so scary when that happens. Everyone reses up. No need to dispel. See, that would have broken the brakes off of us for us, basically. That's a full cleanse right there. And now we triple auto. We're going to have to Mega Elixir here. Alright, that's good. That was just a physical attack. So now, one final X potion on Titus here. And I think finally we've stabilized. We can start doing damage again. I'm a little concerned about Waka. Am I just being silly here? Or is he just not charging his overdrive ever? Is it just going really slow? Yeah, it's just going really slow. That's such a shame. Warrior's really not that great against these guys, I guess. Comrade might be better because there's a lot of AoE damage coming in. And it goes very fast up. But whatever. Quick hits. You'll notice this boss, by the way, we're not critting every hit. You see, that wasn't actually a crit. It doesn't matter at the moment. If we were low on health or whatever, it would matter. But this is because his luck is starting to quickly catch up with ours. So there you go. Once again, you will have spotted that we resisted petrification. Titus was immune to that particular thing. And now what we got to do is try our best to survive his next attack. You'll notice that Barmat's now gone into his weak stance. And even better, we're about to unleash hell on him. Unless I mess up my attack reels. I just mugged him for 2 twin stars, which I probably shouldn't have done. Okay, here's Impulse. Now, we should survive because we've not been broken. There you go. And the delay isn't even strong enough for him to wombo combo us. And I guess he's now at a point, by the way. What he does is if his overdrive bar is up, he alternates. Impulse, Mega Flare. Impulse, Mega Flare. All right, here we go. We're finally ready. Slots, attack reels. Whew. Oh, God. It gets kind of tense. Jesus. I guess all we're really doing is saving on time. If I mess that up, it's just, oh, you have to fight him for a lot longer. 21k a hit, that's fine. So actually, it's nowhere near the amount of damage I said it was going to be. All right, that's 1. We don't have auto life on anyone. So let's get that going. And then she can entrust to Waka. Okay, Impulse, this is fine. We'll just have to do a round of Dispel. Plus a Mega Elixir. Shit. So there you go. That's a physical attack while someone was still broke. And as you can see, it did massive damage. But it's okay because he didn't... Like, if he'd followed that with a Mega Flare, that would have been dangerous. But everyone's got auto life on them anyway. So here, instead of actually dispelling everyone... I'm just going to let it be. I'm just going to auto life. Actually, I'm going to dispel one person because I feel like there is still some risk that we might take serious damage. But look, Yuna's getting her overdrive way quicker than anyone else. This is because she's on Comrade. It's definitely a much better thing. So, yeah, we'll go dispel Yuna here just to be safe. Titus will quick pockets and X potion. Do you know what? When you spend so long shuffling around in menus to give your characters more time, it's weird. It's like you're playing the battle slower, like physically real world time. It's taking longer, but it's doing it to be quicker for your characters. It's weird. Okay, so we'll quick hit here as well. Now, what I'm predicting, he's got his overdrive up. So what I'm predicting is an impulse followed immediately by a mega flare, which will kill everyone, strip them of their auto life, except for Yuna. After this attack reels. Which will maybe kill him. I don't know. He went into the weak stance a while ago now. Or he'll just impulse, the delay won't be enough, and we'll be fine. Oh, there you go, there's the overkill. Nice! Woo, that's a first for me, guys. A legit Bahamut kill. Nice. And down he goes. That's the kind of thing, like, there's YouTube videos of just that. You know, the ancient videos of when the game was a little bit newer, showing it off. That's cool! Alright, here we go. Gungnir, 2 Dark Matters. No fanfare either at the start or the end of this. You'll notice that this was a hole after like Yunalesca left. It's now back and it now looks like glass almost. And it phases in and out a little bit and you can still sort of see the hole under there. But yeah, so this is the area and you could do the same thing. Well, actually we can't go down the staircase, that's weird. The chest for the sigil. Oh wait, is it over here we climb the stairs? Whatever, you would get the sun crest here if you'd missed it your first time. Anyway, that's the beyond of the dome. And that is Dark Bahamut down. Oh my god. So who's next, guys? Well, we go to the alternate Aeons, okay? And the first of the alternate Aeons is Yojimbo. Yojimbo is kind of special in the way that you fight him. I'll see you over there. Alright, so let me ask you a question. If you had to find one of the Dark Aeons, where would you guess they'd be? Ixion maybe would have made sense. Thunder Plains. Shiva sort of made sense. It's where we acquired her. Valifor too. Well, the same applies to Dark Yojimbo. Simply head back to where you found Yojimbo, but instead of using the warp pads, after you've beat the game, try and walk from the end of the cave back to the start of the cave. And very quickly, you'll get a cutscene. This is a cutscene that many Final Fantasy X players will have seen a lot of times. Oh my god, there he is. Look at those ruby red eyes. Oh my god. So, you get a second or two to decide what you want to do. Do you want to engage or do you want to leave? Alright, they do often give you this chance. Sometimes they don't, and it's totally trolly. So, what you want to do is something really specific here for you, Jimbo. Go to your formation, get Yuna off of the front, and put Auron on the front. Or anyone with a first strike weapon. Let me just make sure all the damn things equipped. Yes, it is. And we will engage. Now, the reason you do this is Yojimbo will always ambush you. Always ambush you. And so first strike allows you to not get destroyed. You'll notice the camera's kind of weird here. Normally, you'd expect it to then zoom out and show your characters, but this is what you get to focus on until you like command people to do different things. So, bring Yuna in instead. That's what you want to do. That's all Auron's going to do. He wasn't even on screen for it. You want to bring her in and tell her to quickly summon something. Anything Valifor was throwing to the dogs before. Let's use it for it this time. Now, I think it's a really cool idea that there might be a Dark Aeon that could just one-hit kill you instantly every time off of an ambush. Really cool idea. That's not actually what happens here. He has a chance of using Wakizashi, alright? This is an ability we remember him using before. There it is, Wakizashi. This will, regardless of the defense of your characters, hit for 99,999, kill all three of you at once. It's AoE, okay? And you're done. And because it happens right at the start before you can cast Auto Life, and Auto Life obviously isn't an armor ability, that's game over straight away. So you need to do that to defend yourself at the start of the battle. Again, you can run the gambit and risk, but why risk when you have an easy way of avoiding that? And luckily that paid off for me. The reason why people see this cutscene a lot of times is the fact that Dark Yojimbo, of all the Dark Aeons, is the best one to farm. Remember that I told you that the armor they drop can drop break HP limit stuff, and they are guaranteed to drop Dark Matter, or, you know, nearly every time until you get a rare drop, they drop Dark Matter. This makes them a really good place to farm, to give yourself ribbon armor, and to give yourself, so here we've got another one of his goes coming up, so instead of attacking, I'm going to cast Auto Life on myself, just in case another Wakizashi comes. We'll be okay. So they can drop break HP armor, they can drop armor with ribbon on it, and they drop Dark Matter. So, Dark Yojimbo is great because you can kill him, you can defeat him entirely here, and then completely leave. Of all of the Dark Aeons, he is the only one this is possible to do it on. And you will be able to return and keep killing him over and over and over again. So there's your auto life from Yuna. And she gets her going. She can now Mega Phoenix. And voila. Your alternative there would be to swap, bring Riku in. Have Riku use like a super powerful mix, like Final Phoenix or something. And we'll be fine. So there is Daigoro. Now, Daigoro from Dark Yojimbo is kind of an interesting skill because it will bypass Ribbon's Petrify proof. So if he casts Daigoro on you, it will petrify you pretty much through anything except Petrify proof itself. So Ribbon is supposed to make you completely immune to all Condis, basically, but it doesn't work on this guy against Daigoro, but Petrify proof does. Does that all make sense to you guys? Like, so it's one of these things where now we've got Tidus who can get petrified, but the other two can't because they both have stone proof on their armor. So that's pretty nice. What am I doing, you might be wondering? Well, I'm trying to find quick pockets so that I can quick pocket and a remedy over onto Waka. And if you look, Yuna's about to get 3 turns in a row. So now she will quick pocket again, and she will throw a Mega Elixir on us. I may be burning through these a bit quick, but it's fine. We'll sort stuff out with Overdrives later. And there you go. And now she's going to auto life herself again. And hopefully he won't Wakizashi like 3 times in a row or whatever. I guess he Daigoro'd between one of those turns. And now we will quick hit Dark Yojimbo again. Ah, so we missed. Now, this is one of the only enemies we will actually be able to miss. My luck is very high. My luck is high enough to pretty much ensure they hit on anything. I can at least hit them. But some of them, this guy and one of the future bosses, they both have such high luck. There is a very small chance I can miss. There's a way we can remedy it, though, with a very old skill. So Wakizashi again. Man, he's using that a lot. With a very old skill, and that's aim. And even better, we have 3 people who know aim. The problem is if we die, it's going to strip aim off of us, so I don't think it's really worth using. So also we have an option, we have a decision to make here as well, okay? Interesting decision. Do I want to full life Waka so that he comes back at full health and can survive like a Daigoro hit? Or do I want to quick pocket a Phoenix down on him? Now, the Phoenix down will bring him at only half health, but also give Tidus a go quicker. So I'm actually going to go for the quick pocket route because everyone's on yellow health anyway, and the way I intend to cure that is with a Mega Elixir that will hit everyone anyway. So that's my my thinking with using it. I actually should have auto-lifed. If he Wakizashis again, I'm doomed. Okay, thank God for that, Jesus. It would be just my luck that he would have Wakizashi'd there again, and oh my God, that would have been so sad. Alright, so I'm going to cut it, but basically I'm going to auto-life everyone. Alright, Yojimbo just hit his weak stance. Just about to cast my 3rd auto-life here. We haven't really overdrived at all. So the idea of farming him as well is because he's another one that has a few phases. Because of this fact, so here's Kozuka, we haven't seen this yet. This one's single target. Because of that, and he's not really got that much health, you can like go in there with like a double attack reels and you'll be fine. There's a standard counter, we don't see that too often. Wow, that was pretty good. I'll probably leave that all in and speed it up. We just got a barrage of hits there. Just bang, 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 bang. As soon as you get that momentum on your side, it's awesome. So down goes Dark Yojimbo. But the little dog's still alive. You see that? That happened before in the old animation too. 2 Dark Matter and a Medical Ring. Now, you'll see that the guy just limped off to the south a little. Now, the Medical Ring, if we look down here... This has curse proof on it. Kind of useless. So we would probably soft reset the game at this point, or leave the Cavern of the Stolen Faith entirely, come back, and then he would be back at his initial thing. And so that's how you would farm him. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to cure everyone up. We are going to remember to put Auron back in instead of Yuna. And we're going to go south. We're going to pursue this guy. We're on a hunt, guys. We're bloodthirsty. We've got the bloodlust. I'm going to save, too. I actually wonder if this is a bit like... I feel like... if you save between fights, it doesn't remember it, and you have to do all of them in a row? I can't remember. Anyway, where'd you go, you bastard? Come back here. Ah! I love the way they like, tone this. Like, it's so easy for, in video games, them to phrase, like, mega bosses and stuff like this. Like you're under some great threat, and, you know, they're really dangerous to you. But it seems like with Final Fantasy X, they understood something. The players that were doing this, so there you go, you saw no ambush this time, so we'll just go straight out. we'll get the auto last roll and then we'll start going ham. It seems like they understood that something. They understood that the only players who would be here fighting these bosses are the bloodthirsty ones that want to get the most out of the game and have spent so long grinding, right? And so they sort of have... It's something about the way they design these encounters that allows you to sort of relish that, you know? You're not running from your life. You're not super threatened by... Well, I mean, some of these you will be, but like... And as a player, you can be too. You're really tense. But the truth is, you're doing this because you want the challenge of it, and you're chasing them down. That's exactly what we're doing as players, and that's represented in Game 2 with a lot of these. Like, we're chasing this guy. He's limping away from us, and we're like, fuck you and fuck Yevon. We're coming to kick your ass, and you better know it. It's so good. Here we go. Speaking of which... So his first attack this time was a Kozuka. As you can probably tell, the triple Wakizashi in a row was pretty brutal. Titus just learned the Victim Overdrive. Victim is from when you're targeted by enemy statuses. But the truth is that Titus wasn't actually inflicted by any statuses there because he has Ribbon. But I guess it still detected that he was sort of doing it. Anyway, so Yuna's Overdrive is up. We're going to entrust that over to Waka and do a nice chunk of his health right here. This one looks like it's maybe aimed at Yuna. Yeah. And there's the overkill again. Much smoother that time. Didn't have to deal with the ambush. Didn't have to deal with some unlucky RNG on the many Wakizashis. Down he goes. So, Ixion took 2 rounds. What are you going to take, Yojimbo? I like how all of the summoners are sort of nameless too. You could say that's laziness. But look, see, again, we got 2 more Dark Matter, and this time another ring for Yuna. They're not always rings necessarily. But you get another chance. So an Arcane Ring, this has break HP limit. Look at her health right now. 9,999 is the max. We equip it, it goes up to 17,775. That's basically the rough amount you'll have from the sphere grid without trying to get more HP. But then you could push that higher by putting a lot of HP like nodes and stuff on there. So we'll put the Phoenix Ring back on instead. It's just better, honestly, guys. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's impossible to play the game with break HP limit. It's just not as useful as you might expect. Is that him up there? Or is that a trick of the light? Basically, it's the time of day right now, okay? Where the sun is coming right round and making my room in particular boiling hot. But I can't play with like the windows wide open because I had like people awkwardly stare up at me, especially while I'm LPing. What is that guy talking about? Jesus. I always wonder how it sounds to like outside ears. Anyway, we're walking here. It forces us to walk. Look, I see you taking a breather there. Oh yeah, look at the shock in his eyes. Man, imagine being such a powerful summoner and being scared of us. Oh, you're damn right. Okay, here we go. More white magic. Fucking run. Another one of those rare situations there. I don't know whether you guys saw it. Where we actually failed to hit. My voice is going a little bit. I've actually not been recording that long today. There you go. He's gone weak. Titus's overdrive's up. We can... Do you know what? We'll just Blitz Ace with that. There's nothing wrong with Blitz Ace at all. And some of you are going to quite rightfully... respect the idea that I don't have to entrust a Waka all the time. Titus is very substantial damage too. All I've really learned from this so far is that I need to put everyone on the same overdrive mode that Yuna's on. Because, Jesus, she's getting it so quickly. So here's a Blitz Ace. So I think this is 9 hits in total, but you'll see that the damage it does is substantially less. Now the last hit is going to be more, but only if you get it, and on the first time, and, you know, even that's not hitting the damage cap. So I've saved his overdrive there. I was very tempted to use it. Another one down. Another one bites the dust. And yet the dog still remains. A lot of you guys were quite amused as well by the fact that there's a dog faith as well. Another ring for Yuna. What is this? Stop running from us. We are the knights. We are coming. Hold on. Let me heal up. I like the idea that we're just ruthlessly hunting this guy down. But every time we stop to go, oh, you know, I'm a little bit injured. Just give me a second, please. Where are you? I know you're hiding here somewhere. Oh, he stopped. He's trying to jump on us. So when you're chasing someone for so long, like in World vs. World or something, you just turn around. All right, but we still have a lot of the initiative here. Open up with an attack rails. You think you can turn around and challenge us? You think you can compete on our level? Yeah, we'll try this on for size. Just blast him straight away and make him regret ever turning around. Oh, that doesn't feel too good, does it? Oh, that's the majority of your health gone, isn't it? Oh, here's a Wakizashi. First one in a little while. And so some of you might be thinking, if I had break HP limit, would I survive this because it's only 11,000 damage? You know, I think the truth is I probably would. And this is one of those situations where it would help. You can't really argue with it. It probably would help. So down goes Yuna to the Daigoro. But we get the Phoenix down. You know, it's a lot of the time, we're really not even seeing that come into play because a lot of this is AoE stuff. Oh, you missed, did you? No worries. Have another 2 turns immediately, one after another. Waka's getting a few less goes because of his long delays on his overdrive. So this might be a good reason why we want to swap his mode. What I just did there was really risky, and I've only just realised it. If he Wakizashed me twice in a row there, I would have been screwed. So Waka land victim. We got loads of turns here. I will auto-life someone on the last turn. So on Waka's go, he will auto-life him. Nah, there you go. Sweet. Down goes Yojimbo. No need to waste time trying to cast auto-life earlier than you really have to, just in case you might be able to secure the kill a little bit sooner. Look at these guys. Yuna and her 2 strongest guardians. Well, and Riku in the back lines. Man, he just will not quit. Oh my god. Or is it us that's not quitting? Dude, you're not going to make me chase you the whole way through this cavern, are you? You didn't appear down there. You didn't try and hide around this corner, did you? No, you didn't. Okay, good. I genuinely can remember where it is. Dude, this is the last room now. We're way back at the entrance. What have you got to say for yourself? It's funny, in the guide, it describes this as a little episode. And in X2, there's a lot of stuff in this cave too. And they're referred to as episodes as well. And I find that funny considering the guide I've got was written before X2 ever came out. Oh, God. It's behind us! Oh, no, no, no. Is this one in ambush? Oh, God. I didn't put Auron in front. Whew, thank God. I feel like they messed up on the coding there. The last attack should have been an ambush, not the first one. Man, that should have punished me. Okay, alright, but it didn't. Awesome. One last-ditch fight from this guy. Let's see how he handles it. Unfortunately, as much as I wish it happened, Yojimbo doesn't actually change from phase to phase. He's not like Dark Ixion at all. I guess he's kind of unique in that there's a lot of fights. This is the last one, so what you can do, there's 5 fights, okay? And what you can do is you can fight him 4 times, yeah, the first 4 times, then go all the way back to the start of the cave, leave, and, you know, sell your items, have a look at all the cool gear you got, and go again. And through this way, you can get a lot of break HP limit armor, you can get a lot of ribbon armor. It just depends how long you want to sit about with the RNG. Now, one problem we currently have is we're running out of MP big time, so I'm going to use a turbo. But the thing is, turbo ethers aren't... Alright, fine. I'm going to use a turbo ether. Oh, of course, one thing I haven't talked about at all is Zanmato. He does have an overdrive meter, and he can damn well use it. Zanmato is a thing, but basically just treat it the same as Wakizashi. It doesn't, like, despell you or anything, get rid of your auto-life, for example, because despell doesn't get rid of auto-life. So you're okay if the Zanmato comes, just as long as you auto-life yourself. To tell you guys the truth, I don't know what the animation looks like. I would find it really interesting if it shows your characters getting cut in half and everything. And then they just, like, auto-life and reappear. So I'm sure it doesn't do that. They must just fall to the ground dead. But a curious thought, nonetheless. We have to auto-life here. Even though everyone's yellow and it looks like it's a good idea to maybe, you know, Mega Elixir, get everyone 999. If he Wakizashis 3 times in a row, it's not worth it. Thankfully, that was a Daigoro, which is great because it means we get the initiative again. Oh, Yuna learned Daredevil, so that is charging her overdrive for being low on health. What do you guys think about a version of this game where all overdrive modes were active at all times? Does that make sense? So, for example, Yuna just learned Daredevil, so now her overdrive should be charging while it's in yellow. Like, and they're just like unlocks that continue adding to your character. I think that would be a pretty cool idea, actually. It would mean you charge your overdrives quicker later in the game than earlier, but maybe that's not so bad. You could just balance the overdrives to compensate. Instead of just having one all the time. But I guess there's more meaningful, like, RPG decisions to make if you can only have one on at once. Or even just a system where you could choose, like, 5 you could have. Alright, I will use one final auto life on Tidus here. He's about to get a go with his overdrive up, so it's very likely we're about to see a Zanmato. So the answer to that question will be now. Wait a minute. Oh, no, no, what? What? Zanmato gets rid of... Oh, what? That's another place my guide's wrong. Oh, my God. Oh, what? Are you joking? Are you serious right now? Okay, so I guess Dark Yojimbo's Zanmato is just as dangerous as our Zanmato. Who would have thunk it? I've got to do 5 fights against this guy now. 4 fights. I guess I saved it between 2. Jesus! I guess I'll see you guys in a bit.